Welcome back to The Face Behind the Brand. I am your host, Monique Marie, and this is exciting. It has been, too long, but we are back, and today's episode 143. We left off episode 142, and so this episode is meaningful, and it's going to just pretty much discuss me, the artist, Monique Marie, the host, the journalist, Monique Marie, and of course a little bit about what to expect this season on The Face Behind the Brand. Is it worth it? Is it for the future? The family. I want more. I want freedom. I'm purpose driven for equality. You're gonna know my name. I'm still the same. Ain't nothing changed. You're gonna know I am good. Respect me and my legacy. And I wish you would Google me, read my story. You're gonna know my name. All right. I don't know who did that. Somebody, some amazing actor was like, all right. Somebody gonna have to tell me who did that. It's been on my mind. It's been in my head all the time, like for the last few weeks. I'm just like, all right. But anyway, welcome back to The Face Behind the Brand. And so today's episode is going to be brief. It's an introduction about who I am and who the brand is. And I think it's very important for people to know. My name is Monique Marie. I am a singer. I am a songwriter. I am born and raised in the Bay Area, Oakland, California. Graduated from Vallejo High. Studied at both UC Davis and Cal State. Hayward is now, I think it's called Cal State East Bay. So Monique Marie, also of course, AKA Monique Marie Compton. And of course, I am not just a singer, songwriter. I'm also a business developer. I have been in an industry, otherwise known as optical industry, for a very long time. I won't tell you guys how long. There's some people that have been in the industry far longer than I have, though. Really, I just realized the other day, though. Like I'm like, oh my God! Like when I go into accounts and I see, like the father retiring and the son who was 5. Now, of course, taking over, that's when I know how old I am. But yeah, I am, been in the industry for a long time. What else did I used to do? Part of what I did in the optical industry, I was part of the frame industry. I was an optician by trade. I owned my own store briefly, and I also have managed stores, and what else? Became a buyer, then also, of course, decided to get out in the field and became a consultant, became a business development consultant. And I was the representative for Ray-Ban for a very long time. I want to say almost 13 years. Ray-Ban sunglasses, Ray-Ban ophthalmics, prescription glasses. And then, of course, I repped for Tom Ford for about several years, also for their optical division. That included Roberto Cavalli, Mont Blanc, Emilio Pucci. And so worked for some great people, met some great people. Still have a lot of those people in my lives and know them and love them all dearly. And so here we are, coming back to another part of who I am, which is the journalism side. I probably interviewed you before. Created this amazing show back in the middle of the pandemic, and it did pretty well. Started on Instagram, and I interviewed 142 artists. Crazy, right? Absolutely, yes, amazing. One artist led to another, and another, and another, and then of course people were recommending me, and then next thing you know, it was actors and managers and executives and business owners, CEOs, dancers, um, graphic designers, financial advisors, just all kind of amazing people that I've had a chance to connect with doing this show. I've taken a hiatus to make sure that I was intact with myself in doing things that had to be done for me. And here we are today. So this podcast, of course, is going to be distributed on all platforms, as you see. If you're listening to it, you're probably listening to it on one of them. But if you don't know, I do have an Instagram for the face behind the brand. It is underscore the face behind the brand, just as it sounds. And then, of course, I have my own Instagram. My personal Instagram is Monique Marie Music. So going more into that, I've been singing for all my life. I've put out a few songs. I've done a few features and wrote a few songs. And yeah, I love to sing. I'm working on some songs right now, working on some music, and continuing to always do what's best for the voice. And we'll talk about that a little bit more on the next episode. But yeah, musically, I get my gift from my mother, and of course, she gets it from her mother. We had also an uncle in our family who passed away years ago. I think I want to say I met him once or twice. He was a grand uncle, my grandmother's uncle, and he was a singer, and he was in a group. And so they were a quartet, a group, and yeah, and my grandfather, I get the writing capability from him. My grandfather, my mother's father, was a writer. I also had the influence from my stepfather, who was definitely an amazing musician. And he pretty much taught me a lot about my voice and projection and feeling comfortable. And both my mother and stepdad would just make me perform in the house a lot, like literally just like, come sing, come sing. I could even take it back to my aunt and my uncles, my mom's brothers and her sister, and they would honestly make me sing when I want to say as far back as probably 3. I don't know if they knew I was a singer or what was going on, honestly, because I really can't remember that far back. But I do remember being on the dining room table a lot. So they used to put me on the dining room table and just be like, go, you know, like, what you gonna do? And so even when my auntie tells me, it's just so funny because it's just like, who does that? You know, it's like, get me down from there, you know, but I do remember that. And I was the firstborn grandchild. So quite naturally in the house with my mom's siblings, that's pretty much what was going on. My mom had me when she was 19. So I grew up in the house, with the rest of them. My mom was living at home still, until she ended up getting her own place, and the rest is history. But yeah, my mom is definitely a big part of my world. A lot of everything that I do, is, it's from my mom. It's about my mom, and yeah, I'm thankful and grateful for this amazing gift. So you guys will hear more of this gift soon. You are hearing more of it right now. I actually did a re-release 2 weeks, was it 3 weeks ago? We're already at October 14th. So yeah, I did a re-release of a song called Be With You Forever, produced by G. Coop, Oakland producer. And I should say more. I mean, he's an amazing producer. Grammy winning producer, Billboard producer, But yeah, no, G Coop, shout out to G Coop. He has been really an amazing friend. And yeah, I had released this song, shoot, almost 8 years ago, I want to say, almost 9 years ago. And I remember putting it out because I was just so excited and in a rush. And the cover art was really not the business. And I didn't think about it like that. I was just so excited. And I remember Coop saying, like, what is this? Like, what wasn't even thought out, right? Just big speaker, 808 on the cover. And it wasn't like graphically designed. It was like a black and white digital, copy from, I believe it might have came from the distribution site. You know how you could pick covers from off that site. So, and it just was not well thought out and just in a rush. So when I did it this time as the release, I wanted to reimagine, the vision of the song, the sound, the moment, and who I was, who I am now, and then also the energy. And so I just re-released the song, of course, based on correcting myself as an artist and making sure the cover represented the sound, which is an amazing sound. So Be With You Forever is available on all platforms. And it's a beautiful song. And so I got some new music coming on the way. And you're going to hear a lot more different, unique sounds from me. Not just working with one producers. I have several, or I would say, I want to say several producers. So actually it might be 4 or 5 producers that I'm working with now. Just different sounds. I just kind of want to dive into different sounds. You're going to hear R&B from me. You're definitely going to hear contemporary. I love to sing over hip hop beats. So for you producers out there that are major hip hop heads, send me some beats. And so several of my producers are predominantly hip hop producers, and Billboard nominated producers, Grammy winning, Grammy nominated, very humble people. And I just feel blessed that I have the opportunity to, sing over their amazing sounds. What else? I kind of wish this was a live interview so you could ask me questions. Let's get into that part though, because this is going to be partial podcasting where it's audio, and then there's going to be days where I do live interviews. I do already have some up and coming dates for guests. I'm excited about that. Just started planning to just kind of reignite the face behind the brand, but let's talk more about that. It initially started out again back in 2020, and it was supposed to be the face behind the music. And I interviewed an artist by the name of E-Rain, Future of New York. Shout out to E-Rain. And I was planning to interview him. I did his graphic design. He posted it. We were ready to go. And I noticed in the caption, he put, I'm going to be interviewed on the face behind the brand. And I was like, okay. So it clearly was the greatest mistake of all time. And I know one of the things that he asked me when we got done, he was like, have you trademarked it? And I was like, no. And so he's like, yeah, you should probably do that. So I did. And then, how it takes, there's a process to it. And it just represented so much more. And, one interview led to the next. I ended up interviewing his producer, who, of course, is Contraband Beats. Shout out to Contrabands. And we actually, of course, he produced the song Freedom that E-Rain wrote featuring me, Monique Marie. And the rest has been just amazing. During that time, there were other people watching. 1, 2 interviews led to 8. Another 8 led to 16. At one point, I want to say I was in New York probably for about, man, 3 months just interviewing, and not physically there, but just literally in my home, in the zone, in the pandemic, interviewing so many underground hip hop artists from New York. I mean, the likes of, Akil Ali L, O Finesse. Shout out to O Finesse. He ended up introducing me to the Mussolini. I interviewed the Mussolini. Shout out to the Mussolini. Akil Ali introduced me to Stars Coleman, who pretty much introduced me to G4 Jag. Shout out to Stars. Stars ended up interviewing. He came and flew from New York to the Bay Area. We did 3 videos that 3 day in what I want to say 2 days. Shit. We did 2 interviews. So I ended up interviewing G4 Jag. Shout out to G4 Jag. And G4 Jag interview winded up introducing me to Imperative. Shout out to Imperative, Canadian producer, amazing producer. And then, of course, people that know him started following, and I end up interviewing Scythe. Like, I get so excited talking about all this stuff. It's just amazing. So how connections and things work. I've interviewed some amazing people from the Bay Area as well. Shout out to Haq Shabazz. My cousin Lachey introduced me to Haq Shabazz. Haq Shabazz introduced me to A.B. Butler. A.B. Butler introduced me to First Lady Diana. I mean, it just the list goes on. So the whole point in all of this is I ended up interviewing 142 artists, and then I stopped. I was tired. No, I wasn't tired. I want to say I just, needed to stop for a second. And of course, it's been now probably a little bit over a year and a half. So, and nothing's wrong with that. I have done so many things during that time for Monique Marie. I'm actually now, of course, doing it this way as far as how the podcast is, how it should be done. And then, of course, I think it's going to lead into so much more. There will be the audio podcast where I will cover a lot of great topics, music, reality, finance, I don't know. I may touch on politics a little bit. Obviously the election's coming up. We'll see how that goes. And then most importantly, the live interviews, which people always love. So questions will continue to be thought-provoking. There's always a way a segment should go. I will still continue to have, wonderful thought-provoking questions. I will always continue to share music, the artist's music. But I just really want to dive in and make sure that I'm interviewing a little bit of everybody still. So if you have an idea, if you have a brand, if you are, new to your industry, whatever that may be, feel free to drop a line, tap in with me and at either on my Instagram page. My link is in my bio, Monique Marie Music. There is a intake form, and you pretty much just very short. It's not a long, spelled out, drawn out type of event. It is pretty much, I think, 4 or 5 questions, pretty much, talking about who you are, what do you do, and then why I should interview you. I do like to play your music. If you are a musician, I just want to spell this out, to anybody out there who is a musician who gets it. I like to do, segments where I, talk about your music and showcase your music. Please make sure your music is cleared. Clearance is really important as far as if you're not familiar with how to do samples to where it's, a certain amount of seconds. I'm not going to risk my platform playing your music. I can't do that just for many reasons. You wouldn't do it, and I'm not going to do it. So please make sure that whatever you're introducing or what you're sharing that you expect me to showcase, it's cleared. It's just, and that's just simple as that. Because I don't know if you know, there is a way to find out if your music is cleared or not. Pretty simple. One sound check, one post to YouTube, somebody else's name comes up. Never a good look. So let's just make sure that we are, everything is legit. If you know me, you know I'm big on business, big on paper. And that's pretty much what it's going to be always. And yeah, we could just make it a good show. So let's talk about a few of the questions that'll be on the show. This gives you an idea so you can get ready if you have never been a guest of The Face Behind the Brand, or if you've never watched The Face Behind the Brand. There is a point in time that I do go into questions. And these questions they're never about your personal business. If someone wants to share, who they are and talk about who they're with and things like that. But just realize this is not that type of show. I'm not into exposing what you're doing, what you do in your time and who you do it with. That's not what we're here for. And so here we go. What is your greatest fear? Ooh. I'm not going to answer any of these questions. I'm just giving you an example. We're not doing that today, okay? Because I'll be on here all day. What are you unapologetic for? What are you unapologetic for? How easy are you to satisfy? Huh? These are the type of questions that will be asked on The Face Behind the Brand. Do you have any subscriptions? And if so, what are they? What is your favorite food? Doritos or barbecue? Lay's barbecue chips. Which one? Do you prefer Doritos or Lay's barbecue? Have you ever hit rock bottom? Wow, that's deep. Have you ever hit rock bottom?
Nope.
Have you ever hit rock bottom? What industry do you think is most harmful to the planet or the environment? What distracts you most every day? What is your vision for you, for your family, and for your future? Are you the kind of friend you'd want as a friend? Ooh, that's deep. Are you the kind of friend that you'd want as a friend? Okay, I'm going to pause right there. So that's just some of the thought-provoking questions. So yeah, we talk about music. We talk about whatever you're here to talk about as far as your brand, but I take it just a little bit step further with the thought-provoking questions. I will still have wordplay. You know about wordplay. I'll give you 3 to maybe 4 interesting words, and I want to know what's the first thing that comes to mind when I say a specific word. And we can give you an example. You ready? Functional. What's the first thing that comes to mind when I say functional? What do you think about when I say functional? It could also be a phrase. I may even come up with phrases too, like say if it's a song, it might be one of your songs. I may say, what's the first thing that comes to mind when I say, be with you forever? What's the first thing that comes to mind? Manifestation. What's the first thing that comes to mind when I say the word manifestation? And last word, one of my favorite. It's 2 words, really. Purpose driven. What's the first thing that comes to mind? So that's the idea. You know, the show concept is pretty much live interview, but we will be doing the audio podcast, and then we will be doing some things that make you go, and, you know, make people have those aha moments. And that's pretty much it. So please make sure to set your alerts. Subscribe to the YouTube channel if you're not already subscribed. Anybody who I've interviewed, you should all be subscribed. Like, real talk. I know a lot of you are, but I just want to say, you know, point that out. But yeah, subscribe to The Face Behind the Brand on YouTube. And of course, you know, follow _ The Face Behind the Brand on Instagram. And follow me, your host, Monique Marie Music, for my own personal life and my own music. I appreciate you. I will see you soon. Peace.
This is my time. I'm on the rise. Can't hold me down. I'm too fly. This is my time. Ready to shine. Brighter than all of the lights. Cause when it's game time, seconds away and the game's on the line. There ain't no doubt in my mind. Beating the buzzer like, this is my time. This is my moment. You better bet that I'm on it. Ready and set, I'ma own it. Blasted to 10, then keep going. There ain't no coasting, I never settle, don't play. Putting the kettle to flame. I go 100 all day. Foot on the pedal, no brakes. 10, 9, paid all my dues, waited in line. 8, 7, now it's about time that I take mine. 6, 5, king of the jungle, heart of a lion. 4, 3, 2, 1, watch out, here I come. This is my time, I'm on the rise. Can't hold me down, I'm too fly. This is my time, ready to shine. Brighter than all of the lights. Cause when it's game time, seconds away and the game's on the line. There ain't no doubt in my mind. Beating the buzzer like, this is my time. This is my time. This is my shot clock goes tick-tock. Haters wish that I slip. No, I don't miss. MJ all hits. Watch me pop off, I'm the king now. Moonwalk to the ring now. Keep on wondering how. Let that choir sing now. 10, 9, paid all my dues, waited in line. 8, 7, now it's about time that I take mine. 6, 5, king of the jungle, heart of a lion. 4, 3, 2, 1, watch out, here I come. This is my time, I'm on the rise. Can't hold me down, I'm too fly. This is my time, ready to shine. Brighter than all of the lights. Cause when it's game time, seconds away and the game's on the line. There ain't no doubt in my mind. Beating the buzzer like, this is my time. This is my time.